You had to watch it.
Couldn't do it.
Talk about.
I don't know, but we can't talk about Elf because I didn't watch it.
That's a lie. And where's my intro video?
I am sitting on a throne of lies, Amanda. Let's do this thing.
Good evening, all you minties, and welcome back to another episode of Reelz Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, and my lovely co-host, the Uncanny Omar.
What the hell is wrong with you people? Why did you all vote for this movie? I can't believe I watched Elf. And not only just Elf, but Elf in 4K. On 4K, because Bruce sent me 50,000 copies of the 4K, which I didn't even know was out. And why does that movie exist in 4K format?
It was released in 2022 on 4K Blu-ray, in case you're curious.
I don't care. I don't think anybody should be curious about this.
What?
How is this movie a thing?
What are you talking about? You realize this movie is like on most of like the best holiday Christmas movie.
Okay, after what? The Christmas Toy? After
no.
Like what? Where this movie brought me no joy.
I
did not know another one of my least favorite actresses was in this movie. Zooey Deschanel, who can't act her way out of a speeding ticket, is awful in this movie and is a reminder why she shouldn't be an actress.
Yeah, but Ed Asner's in it, Bob Newhart.
Okay, I will say, surprisingly, there were things I really liked about the movie. Surprisingly. Because, oh my God, it was like those Saturday Night Live skits that I hated. Like, it was, I can't wait to talk about it. How are you doing?
I am good. Now that you showed up, everyone was afraid that I was going to have to do this by myself or get James.
There's a lot of beautiful women in the world, James, just like there's a lot of beautiful men. It doesn't mean they can act.
I will say, I'm not a fan of the blonde hair on her. I don't think it suits her.
Omar's acting like James Caan, which was the best part about this movie. I'll take that as a compliment.
Anyways, so yes, we are talking about Elf. You guys voted. As you know, Elf is one of my favorite Christmas movies, and according to
Mary Steenburgen, always. Woo, what a fine lady.
That's how you pronounce it.
And always great in everything that she's in.
You know, I saw her in 2014 when Bill Clinton's museum, they were doing a fundraiser, and the Clintons showed up. There, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and we got free tickets. Me and my friend Charlene, and she was there because she's, I guess, friends with them, but also from Arkansas.
Beautiful lady.
Yeah, I was like, she's beautiful. Like, she's a beautiful
woman. Great actress. And good evening, Omar and friend. Happy holidays to you. Thank you, Bruce. Christmas Vacation is still the best one to watch at this time.
That is not true. There are so many good movies to watch.
There's so many movies I would rather watch. I think I would have rather watched Hot Frosty.
Tell you what now. No, you wouldn't have.
I
promise you would not have wanted to watch Hot Frosty.
Oh man, I watched this movie.
Watch that. So first of all, fun fact: this movie.
Maya, how do you like Elf?
She likes it. Is that the movie with Dominic
Dominic Doomsdahl, the guy from Dom
Hall Gleason. Sorry, Dom Hall Gleason and Rachel McAdams. Yeah. Okay.
It's a beautiful movie. It's about a father and son. I think that's the one he's talking about. Get Omar to watch it. Yes. Hashtag James can go to hell. Omar, Elf or The Proposal? Which one do I add to the giant blender? Because right now Elf is winning.
Anyways,
James Caan, that is an understatement, Amadeus. James Caan is the saving grace of this movie. He is phenomenal. And he's so good. So there were things I liked about it, but I want Amanda to give me her, this is is this your favorite Christmas movie?
Not my it's one of my favorites. It would be in my top 5 for sure.
Ryan Wilson, everybody.
It would be up there with Love Actually, Home Alone, and
we could have watched one of those.
Well, I do love This Christmas. That's up there too. But no one wanted to watch This Christmas. No one wanted to watch Chris Brown, right? Because
I did not want to watch This Christmas, but I think I might rather have watched that. Yeah, James Caan was phenomenal.
No, it had Regina Hall, and she's in a.
Regina Hall is a great actress. I like her.
Oh yeah, but she's in like this lingerie set that is really gorgeous. So you missed out on that because everyone voted for Elf. But you could have got Regina Hall in a really beautiful lingerie set on This Christmas. And
it's that I got Will Ferrell eating people's gum and going over the top screaming.
Oh, that's right. Peter Dinklage makes a brief appearance as well. Amy Sedaris plays Walter's.
Yeah, they have like Andy Ray, like all these comedians in this movie that weren't being comedians.
Yeah, being random. Like yes. Well, so let's quickly talk about the movie, like the background and stuff like that. All right, so the movie came out in 2003. It opened number 2 at the box office the first weekend because it came out. Matrix Revolutions was number 1, but it ended up
not even the good Matrix beat it out.
No, but it was number 1 at the box office by the second weekend, beating out Master and Commander, which I love that movie, but that's neither here nor there. But okay. UK it opened up behind Love Actually, so those came out around the same time. Love Actually was good. I like Love Actually. That's a good one. Yeah. Anyway, so the movie came out in 2003. So just a little bit of background. David Berenbaum was the original person to write the script. He wrote it in 93. And originally he had Chris Farley and Jim Carrey as early candidates to play Buddy the Elf. It went through a number of
Jim Carrey? I can kind of see that.
Yeah. And Chris Farley, I can
see Chris Farley doing a lot of the screaming. I'm sure a lot of it was improv.
It was, because then Adam McKay and Will Ferrell, this is like their first post SNL, like he was done with SNL, right? Because they did like whatever the Night the Roxbury stuff, but this is SNL. He's gone off SNL, and that's his first like post SNL movie. Before they came out with Anchorman, came out right after this too in 2004, and then of course Talladega Nights 2006, etc., etc. Why do I know so much about Will Ferrell movies? I don't know.
I'm starting to wonder about your taste. You said I was funny at one time. Now I'm starting to regret you saying that.
So originally it went under a number of rewrites. Jon Favreau said the script was really a lot darker, PG-13 rating, and he didn't really want to work on that. But once McKay and Ferrell rewrote the script, he realized they could make it an homage to the Rankin Bass like world, and you can see that in the claymation that they do in the beginning with the Frosty the Snowman character and the different animal characters in the North Pole, and they were able to make it a PG film instead. And so that is kind of the backstory of how Elf got made. So it started out completely different than where
it's not a book. It's an original screenplay.
That originally was rewritten a number of times until it got to where it was. I mean, 10 years, right? Because it came out in 2003. So at least 10 years it took to rewrite and then film and release in the theaters. It stars quite a cast, like we were just talking about. You sit on a third line.
Thanks, Tom. You too. You like this movie too, Tom? I can't trust any of you. Bob Newhart.
Yeah, it ended up. It has a great cast. It ended up grossing 228 million worldwide, 178 in the United States, which in 2003 was pretty good for a movie like this. It only had a $33 million budget, and there will. No, I have not, Ryan.
I'm pretty sure a lot of
without shrooms. So
on shrooms, I think a lot of movies are different, right? Elephant and House of 1,000 Corpses too. Thank you for that, Amadeus. Don, we've been throwing quotes at Omar all night. Oh my gosh. Matrix Revolutions, 420. Wait.
Okay, but what was Matrix Revolution's budget, Bruce? I'm just saying, for the movie that it was, it made a good. I mean, it was only $33 million budget, and it made $229 million.
Doesn't matter. Keanu won at the box office.
That kind of a film, that would be considered a success, especially.
But not during Christmas time.
Yes, in 2003.
This should have won over. This should have won. Who's watching Reelz Talk on Shrooms? That's the question. Oh God, please quit quoting me. So it looks like Matrix Revolutions made 400.
I don't know why it matters that Matrix Revolutions.
It matters to me. It matters to me.
Of course it would.
Because it means Matrix Revolutions
trilogy
is a better Christmas movie.
Of a high-budget sci-fi film. Of course it's going to make more money than Elf, which is a little comedy.
Wait, Matrix Revolutions is the second one or the third? Third one's Reloaded. Never mind. I thought it was the third one.
The second one. Fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. But it was the second after the first one made all that became
Don't
famous.
You yell at Bruce.
It's going to make more money. I just don't know why we're comparing apples to oranges right now. It doesn't
No. During Christmas season, anything goes, baby. We're comparing.
No, it does not. It's the fact that it made that much money, and Jon Favreau wasn't really directing that much yet. I mean, Iron Man clearly has not come out yet, and this is for Will Ferrell.
Okay, well then we can go back to that argument and say, well, like The Flash didn't make that much money, but it was a good movie.
No, that's not the same argument.
That hurt my soul to say. I just wanted to argue.
That did, because it's not the same argument, because you're expecting a movie from a tentpole franchise to make money. So this was neither of those things. I mean,
no, that's a blanket statement, James. You can't say people love Elf and people hate the Matrix Revolutions now. There are a lot of people that love the Matrix Revolution.
That's true, but in 2017, the audience on Fandango voted Elf their #1 favorite Christmas movie for the 21st century. So there we go.
No. What audience? Who were these idiots?
That was a Fandango. That was a Fandango poll they did in 2017 of the best Christmas movies.
Okay, what was the average age of somebody? Like,
I don't know. It's on Fandango. I mean, probably my age.
Best Christmas movie. Okay, go on this movie. All right, go ahead, Amanda. Tell me more.
In terms of other places, like on the 21st, like Digital Spy has it ranked had at one time ranked #3 as best Christmas film in the 21st century.
Okay, wait. What are the top two? What are the top 2 best Christmas?
I don't know. I would have to go look at that if I can still find. I'm looking up.
Where's James? Find me the top 3 best Christmas according to whatever the hell Amanda just said.
Muppets Christmas Carol topped Digital Spy's favorite Christmas poll. That was in 2011.
Digital Spies?
That was in 2011. Things could have changed.
Give me a Cisco and Ebert thing. The poll was one person. Jon Favreau's mom. Thank you, Phil Owens. Rotten Tomatoes score. Elf 86%. What are you trying to say?
No, it is true.
The Flash Rotten Tomatoes scores aren't that great either, James. All right, domestically, Elf made more than the Matrix Revolutions, 173 million compared to 139 million. Bruce gave you the worldwide number because he's an un-American traitor. That's my boy. You know what? Bruce knows what's up with the rest of the world because it doesn't matter how much we make.
You know what? If it wasn't for a movie like this, we probably wouldn't be able to get Iron Man. So I don't know why Ferd's complaining because
I'm also starting to question all these sources being used. I'm with Ryan.
I have the sources here.
We all know that the international box office is what matters in the end. Otherwise, we wouldn't have 10 different Fast and the Furious movies or Transformers movies because they did really well in Asian countries.
They were gonna make another Elf. Thank God we dodged that bullet. Wanted to. Jon Favreau had wanted to. Will Ferrell said no, and eventually, so did James Caan. But eventually, he said it just doesn't warrant us. He doesn't believe it warranted a sequel. Which I agree. I don't think this is the movie that needs a sequel.
It didn't warrant a prequel or the movie that exists.
That's not true. It's a great movie. Anyway, so I don't know what's happening. Anyway,
I don't think so.
We have an argument about Matrix Revolution.
What's even happening right now? This is the weirdest Reelz Talk we've had in a long time.
Okay.
Man, I hate this movie. My wife, who I've been with for almost 20 years, had never seen it until recently. It was such a relief to find out.
Oh, well, that's
and said it was trash. Now that's love. You lock that down. You make sure you re-propose to that woman. Because that is love. And the live action Transformers movies suck. Right. But I'm just saying, if it wasn't for the international box office, we wouldn't have had those crappy movies.
Again, why are you making that argument? Because they wanted to make a sequel to Elf. It wasn't about the box office at all. It was about they didn't want to make a sequel. For years, people asked them for a sequel. It's not even like, I don't understand. Again, the argument does not.
I'm just going to keep drinking. And maybe this movie might get better.
I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Okay. Anyways,
I don't get the movie either.
Omar, they have made sequels for movies on less of a box office return. So it's like,
why are you telling me? I watch Reelz Talk. I know this stuff.
Anyway,
don't talk to me like I don't know. All right, tell me more about this.
Elf wasn't a multiversal.
Okay. I don't understand. All right, here we go. Rotten Tomatoes 100 best Christmas movies of all time. Elf is number 26. Well, God bless Little Women. Look at that, placing at number 6. Meet Me in St. Louis was that's the first one. That's crazy.
Interesting. I'm
Okay, Bruce just went to look at your list. Love Actually and the Polar Express. Okay, I hate the Polar Express too. Follow Elf on that idiotic list.
Except for the Josh Groban song is a good song. Believe.
No. Elf anyway. 2, Buddy's Boost Fueled. Oh man, I don't think I drank enough during this movie. Living vicariously through you with this review right now. I mean, you all voted for this, so according to the poll, over 1,100 people love this movie. That
true.
I have to suffer and watch it.
Okay, regardless, it doesn't matter what list it is. I don't know why we're having an argument about these.
I just want to tear it down.
I still don't understand. It does not make a difference. Okay, so this movie follows a young boy.
Oh my God, we haven't even talked about the movie yet.
I know. A young boy. Yes, I know. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 comes out tomorrow. Did you even vote, Phil? Did you even vote, though? Did you vote for this?
I bet Phil saw this. Elf 2 on cracked and nonstop raving. Sonic the Hedgehog. All right, Amanda. This follows the adventures of Buddy.
So he was a baby that had sneaked into Santa's bag at the orphanage, and he comes back to the North Pole. They decide to keep him instead of returning him, and Papa Elf decides to raise him, which is played by Bob Newhart, because he was so busy working, he never found a lady elf to settle down with. I know that was a thing. So he ends up growing up as an elf, except clearly he is not an elf. He is a human. So he is much bigger than all the elves. He can't do a lot of the elf-like things because he doesn't have the nimble fingers and all that stuff. And eventually he does find out that he is a human. He finds out about his father, Walter, and his mother.
I love that Amadeus right now is just shooting out names of movies that came out in 2003. I love it. Keep on rocking, brother. Keep telling me what came out.
2003, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. On July 9th. I also know that. That will stick with me forever and always. All right. Anyway, so he grows up. When he finally figures out he is a human, he decides.
Sorry. And Tangerine made it in the top 4 of. What? How? I like Elf, but Bad Santa rose supreme. I like Bad Santa. I forgot they made a Bad Santa too. So, are you a fan of Will Ferrell now? God, no. If I wasn't before, I'm definitely not now.
More Will Ferrell movies. I think my next poll should be.
Please don't make me go for Will Ferrell. I'm gonna fire you from your own show.
Don't be sad. Bob Newhart wasted time on this.
He totally wasted time on this.
I don't think that's true at all. The Room was also in 2003. Was Brie Larson. Very good. Why do you still naming movies? Okay. Anyway, so. He decides that he wants to go find his father because his mother passed away, and Santa lets him know, go to New York City. Here are some rules. Don't eat the gum that's like on the street. Don't, all this stuff. But he's like, hey, but by the way, your dad is on the naughty list. So we are introduced to Walter. Walter is a high-powered editor-in-chief at a publishing company for children's books of all places, but he is definitely a Scrooge-like character. He is married to beautiful Mary Steenburgen and has a young son who's probably about 12, 13 years old. But he rarely spends time at home with his kid and his wife. He spends all of his time at work. He has no soul because right in the beginning, he likes Step Brothers.
Look, dude, anything you put him with John C. Reilly, I usually like him.
Well, that's did you all tell me?
Except for Sherlock Holmes, for some reason, people told me not to watch that movie.
That was not good. But
did you like a Night gets a pass? It's got some good lines. Less Will Ferrell, more John C. Reilly. Wow, 2003 has some bad movies, man, including Elf. Go on, Amanda.
No, okay. Anyway, so and you can even see that with Walter's character when you're first introduced to him. He's telling this poor nun from I guess maybe the same orphanage Buddy came from, that he's going to take back the books because she didn't make a payment, something like that. Anyways, so he is basically one of those, Scrooge-like characters. So Buddy comes to New York. He comes to Walter's office. They think he is a singing Christmas gram, and then he reveals that he is not. And then he gets kicked out of the office, and he finds his way to Gimbel's because that's where the guys think that he's from, is from Gimbel's, which is like a Macy's department store basically in New York City. Since they can't use Macy's, they use Gimbel's. There we go.
No, keep going, man. Kangaroo Jack. We should have watched that.
So,
I feel like that's an Amanda movie.
He stumbles his way onto their floor where their Christmas setup is. He meets the manager played by Faison Love. That actor, I've seen him in, so many. He was very popular in those early 2000s. He was in a lot of movies. He was in The Replacements, which is a great. Not a lot of people don't like that movie, but I like that movie. They were played with
Which, okay, who are you talking about?
The manager of the Santa.
Oh, he's a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, Faison Love. Faison Love is his name. Yes.
I think the last thing I saw him in was like Always Sunny.
It's been a minute.
I mean, that dude's looked the same for like 30 something years. Like he looked young. He was in Friday, but I think Always Sunny was the last movie or the last thing I saw him in recently. I don't think I've seen him in anything like movies or TV shows. I'm sure he's still doing stand-up comedy though. Funny dude.
Last thing he was in, he hasn't been in a lot of things.
Okay.
What's Step Up? If that means anything to anyone. All right. So he meets the store manager who is very uptight and wants everything to run perfectly. And then he also meets Jovi, which is a weird name, but played by Zooey Deschanel. And she is working there as an elf for this Santa display. And of course, they mistake him for whatever reason as an employee. And there's many things you could question, like, why don't they see if he checks in? Like,
oh, no. We're not doing that yet. We're not going to do that yet. Go on. Keep telling me about
Mr. Tex, my birthday is not, I haven't had my birthday yet.
My birthday happy birthday.
Next Sunday, the 29th is my birthday. So
yeah, we're having a party for her here at my house, actually.
If y'all want to come or be a part of it.
I'm inviting everybody to my house if you want to come celebrate Amanda's party, where we will not be having any elf-related type of things. Love Actually in the Polar Express. Wait, hold on.
We already looked at that
one. I know, but I like that statement. On the 15 best Christmas movies of the 21st century, Krampus, Bad Santa, Kiss Kiss, Bang Bang are also Kiss Kiss, Bang Bang. Yeah, I put that on my list.
We've talked about all those films.
That's a good movie.
There we go.
Daddy Daycare 2000. Keep going, baby. Leprechaun 6. Back to the Hood. 13. Day Before My Sister.
13. That's the movie with Evan Rachel Wood, right? Because that's dark.
I don't know.
The young girls. It is, I think. Yeah. Okay.
This movie you have hated.
We don't know yet. Because
I don't know yet.
Mr.
Tex doesn't hate it though. He gives it a 6 out of 10.
We're not at rate, but thank you, Mr. Tex. We're not.
Please let's go ahead and just rate it. Gothic 2000. Okay. Please keep telling me more 2003 movies. I'm loving this.
Eventually, whatever. Okay. So eventually Walter does take him in and he lives with the family. He kind of bonds with the son. The wife is clearly like, this is your son. We should embrace him because he does get a DNA test where Jon Favreau makes a cameo as his doctor because that's a very Jon Favreau thing to do. And so he knows his son. They bring him in. And while he's living with his dad, he tries to, become more like a regular human. And he goes to work with his dad and he tries to dress not like an elf. And then he goes on a date with Jovi, who clearly likes him, which is a very interesting thing after he's in the bathroom with her, listening to her sing on like the second night they've met because he stayed up all night decorating the place for Santa Claus. There's a very funny scene where he realizes that they have a fake Santa Claus and he attacks him, or no, the Santa Claus attacks him. He gets attacked a lot, first by Santa Claus and then by Peter Dinklage's character. And so all that's happening. Walter is meanwhile in trouble by the higher ups in the publishing company because he let this children's book go missing 2 pages because he didn't want to have to go through reprinting it. And they're pissed off now. So he needs to find something quickly. So they hire this supposedly very famous children's book author, which is played by Peter Dinklage. And yes, he is a little person. So of course, but he makes some up in the movie and makes some really effective. But again, things that probably you could do today, I guess. I don't know. Yes.
Peter Dinklage fought for those dwarves to be included in the Snow White movie.
You're right. Exactly. Yes.
Isn't that what happened? I just love the way you threw that fun tidbit in there. God, can we please not do these gifts? Not right now. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so after he basically ruins this entire meeting because he insults Peter Dinklage's character, he gets attacked by him as well. I'm not
Finally, that's what it feels like.
Walter gets very angry at Buddy, yells at him, and Buddy decides he needs to go back to North Pole. He really doesn't belong here in the real world, even though him and Jovi hit off and he loves, his brother. And
I never mind. Go on.
Weird. It's a weird relationship. I've got it.
This entire movie is full of bad chemistry and weird relationships, but do go on. I feel like there's a director's cut that everyone has watched, and I'm sitting here watching this normal cut. I'm like, there's missing.
I don't think so.
I'm glad there's not more, but there's also feels like there's missing chunks of the movie that I think would help me. Anyway, oh yes, Freddy versus Jason. It sucked. The story.
Okay. Anyway, so Buddy decides to go back to the North Pole. Now we have gotten up this spot. We have gotten up to Christmas Eve. So he writes a little note. It's Christmas Eve. He's trying to go back to the North Pole, which is to go through Central Park. And on his way through Central Park, he finds Santa, whose sleigh has completely just went kaput because there is no Christmas spirit anymore. And so Buddy is trying to help him fix the motor that his dad, Papa Elf, originally had created to help funnel all that Christmas spirit and make the sleigh go. And as they're doing that, they start getting attacked by the Central Park Rangers, or get chased by the Central Park Rangers, who are some menacing Central Park security guards on horses who apparently have beef with Santa Claus because they end up on the naughty list. And while this is going on, his brother and his mom, and then Walter, because he realizes that, when his son's like, you only care about yourself, you don't care about your family, he decides to forgo his job, everything like that, to go help them find Buddy. And so they're on a mission to find Buddy. They end up in Central Park, where they have this news crew, and they're reporting on all the happenings of what's going on, and all these kids are like, oh, it's Santa Claus, duh. Obviously, and all these adults are like, no, it's not. And so then his brother he has Santa's like list, naughty and nice list, and who wants what for Christmas. And he starts going through it, and all these people are like, oh, this is real, this is true. And they start to believe it. And then
go on, Amanda. Go on, baby. Go on.
Joey comes, and she decides to because what Buddy says to her is the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear. So she starts singing in the middle of Central Park because she never wants to sing in person or out loud in front of other people. But because of Buddy, she now has the confidence to. So she sings. Everyone starts singing along. Now his Christmas spirit is up. The sleigh is getting faster. And finally, Walter joins in the celebration just in time for the sleigh to go over everyone's head. And everyone's just staring up at it in shock. And Buddy goes back to the North Pole. But not before, in our epilogue, he does marry Jovi. They have a kid. Him and Walter and all of them are family. And him and Jovi are now living at the North Pole with their baby. And
with
everyone is happy.
History whatsoever. What the hell is happening? Did I miss some scenes between both of these characters? Go on.
There we go. Well, you had the date scene. I think that's as much as you were going to get. Like all the stuff leading up to it, and the date scene was you're enough to show that there was like a connection, because it's not really about their relationship as much as about.
No, it's not, because I don't think this movie had any idea what it was about. I get that people love this movie. I can understand maybe why. So I went into
Roger
this.
Ebert liked the movie.
Who?
Roger
Ebert. Oh, Roger Ebert. Well, good for Roger Ebert. We don't always agree, and that's okay. So this movie was one of the movies that I watched 10 minutes of many years ago, and I was like, that's enough for me. I'm not a Will Ferrell fan, and it seemed to be a very Will Ferrell movie. I'm gonna talk about the things that I did enjoy. Believe it or not, Will Ferrell acting like a innocent, childlike character when he's quiet and just reacting to things like Santa's sleigh. Believable. I like that. I was like, this is really cool. Very like maybe like a 10-year-old would react. Oh my God. So like him. The only time I actually thought him screaming made sense was Santa's coming to that place, right? And he starts screaming, Santa's coming.
That was
believable.
Which I didn't think
when he's toned down and not being Will Ferrell, I thought, okay, if the movie's like this, not bad. Like when he's sitting in the corner. I do appreciate the special effects for back in 2003. Like when they have that big giant child sitting on Bob Newhart's lap, I was like, that's really cool.
They use a lot of forced perspective. They try not to use a lot of CGI.
Yeah. I absolutely love, and I think the only believable character in the entire damn movie is James Caan. James Caan's reaction to this guy wearing an elf outfit, coming to his office, and he's like, all right, go ahead, sing me the song. His facial expressions, playing the straight man to this ridiculous over-the-top goofball is that's the kind of comedy I wanted to see. And I think that was the thing that was missing from this movie is, I get it. Will Ferrell's a funny guy, sure, to some people. He's screaming. There was a montage scene when he's coming to New York at the very beginning where I was asking myself these questions and wondering, why didn't they go that route? Like whenever he's getting his shoes shined, he's laughing. He's like, oh, and I'm like, I don't find that funny, but I'm sure some people do. But funny to me would have been the reaction of the dudes asking him to pay him money for shining his shoes and then beating the crap out of him for not being, he's like not understanding the concept of money, right? Or trying to pay him like a Christmas gift or something. That to me would have been funny and wittier than having this weird shot of him just laughing because he's getting his shoes shined. Maybe it's an homage to something I haven't seen. I don't know. And there's a reason why Will Ferrell is super successful as a comedian, and I'm making videos in my basement. So maybe he understands more about comedy than I do. But it's things that I wanted to see. I thought that was a missed opportunity because there wasn't a lot of that. A lot of these people are like, yeah, okay, the dude dressed like an elf. Like,
well, they all accept the fact that he might have mental health issues.
Right, but even the doctor was like, yeah, he's stuck at like 10 years old because of trauma. Anyway, I think James Caan was the most believable character reacting to this over-the-top character. And I wanted to see kind of more of that. Trying to think of what I liked about this movie. Yeah, him having that childlike innocence, that elf-like innocence, not understanding everything. I wanted to see that play through, but you know, it's Will Ferrell. You got to go with what's popular and what seems to be what people are laughing at. So over the top yelling, a lot of that. Hold on, there's got to be another thing. Oh, the Peter Dinklage scene I thought was actually kind of funny. Like because he's not acting over the top. He's just like, oh my gosh, it's an elf. Like he's not like yelling, right? He's like, yeah. Does Santa know you're here? Like a real person from the North Pole would react to someone like Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
And Peter Dinklage feeding off of that, I thought was really cool because at first he's like nice. He's like, "Boy, you're pretty brave, my friend," or something like that. The lighting. No.
I think it was fine.
That third act was bad. Like the third act, that story.
What, him having to race through?
Just the whole stupid Santa sleigh getting like to bring Santa back into the story. I don't know. It feels like this movie was trying to be a lot of things, and one of those things was big. So they didn't even explore that much. Here we have a normal age woman.
Mm-hmm. But he is a 30-year-old man. Like for all intents,
right? But he grew up with a bunch of elves and knew just how to make toys and things like that. So I feel like that was a missed opportunity, and it probably has to do a lot with the cast because Zooey Deschanel just
not a great actress.
She completely ruined the already bad Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie. But
she is quirky.
Sure, and she was able to carry a series for being adorkable or whatever the hell it is. But
that's adorkable. You're right. For someone who knows,
whenever I see her in movies, I forget that she's in. I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah, not the greatest actress. She can sing. If that's really it, is her singing in the shower.
Yes, man.
She's got a good voice. Yeah, not a lot. I didn't really like a lot of this movie. I like again, I'm not a fan of Will Ferrell, but I wanted to come in here and and see what people saw in this movie, what they liked about it, why it's so nostalgic to a lot of people. And I guess if I was like younger, even like a kid watching this movie, yeah, it could have been fun. Like it could have been fun. It could have been something that I probably would have watched because nostalgia has a lot to do with these things.
Well, I like that it tried to play it did try to play homage to like that Rankin and Bass in the beginning, because I think that was really fun.
Yeah, but it wasn't funny. None of those like what the hell was the narwhal that comes out of the water? Nothing. Like,
have fun finding your family,
yeah.
buddy.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal, and then he floats away.
I enjoyed that part, so thank you very much.
Okay, fine. Maybe some people found it funny. I'm sorry.
No, I mean it's an intro to me.
And I'm not insulting. Like, I like stupid humor too. This is just not for me. And
clearly,
I like the little cameo by Ralphie playing one of the elves. That was unexpected. I did not know he was going to be in this movie, and I assume.
Oh, I forgot he was the one.
I don't even know if he was credited.
He
like
is.
the snowman, like the snowman at the beginning of the movie. That like,
story?
Huh?
The one.
Yeah, the beginning of claymation. Actually voiced by Leon. Like, his name was Leon, and then I was like, I wonder if that's after Leon Redbone. And sure enough, he did the voice of the snowman. They didn't do anything with that.
Well, he was just supposed to be the narrator. That's all it was. Because he's the narrator in that stuff too. So it makes sense for him to do that. Yes, the success of Elf did lead to the creation of the MCU, because I'm sure this gave Jon Favreau enough cred and money to then go on and make Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, if this movie did as well as you all said it did, then absolutely.
Yeah.
People were looking for Jon Favreau.
See, I like the comedy, because it's some of it, when you watch it as an adult or going back and watching it as your comedy changes stuff, can be a little bit over the top, but there's still a warm-heartedness to it that is so Christmas. And when you look at it as a Christmas movie, a holiday movie, it really does do the job it's supposed to do, because it's taking like this character that is over the top, and it's a Christmas character, so of course it should be over the top. It's how Santa Claus was, and there are all those other films. And
none of those characters. Maybe Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
Nobody's over the top as Will Ferrell.
Anyways, well, It's Wonderful Life is a different type of Christmas movie that is very deep. But this one has those moments to me, especially with it's not about necessarily Will Ferrell's character finding, well, it is about him finding like his family, but I think it's also about James Caan's character, not being that Scrooge character anymore. It didn't take necessarily Buddy, but it took his younger son, his second son, to really show him at the end of the day, the kind of person that he is after all is said and done. He needed to be faced with that. And that kid never would have said any of that stuff if they hadn't met Buddy, if they hadn't gone through all this stuff, and him and Buddy hadn't become friends, and Buddy was able to kind of give him a little bit of confidence, and they were able to become friends. And yes, the romance might have been shoehorned in there. I will admit that. That was definitely shoehorned in there for some reason. I don't know why. Will Ferrell needs to have a cute girl fall in love with him in all his movies, like in Anchorman. Christine Taylor has to fall in love with him, and then Amy Adams in Talladega Nights, which also was a weird combination, but it's fine. It's okay.
Look, the point of doing these reviews is not to take away your joy out of the movie, because everybody at the end of the day is entitled to love what they love, and despite of what other people think. And obviously, I am in the minority. People love this movie.
Not going to the chat.
Absolutely. There's people that are making fun of me for not liking this movie. I'm just saying there are people that love this movie, and the majority loves this movie.
It's true. It is true.
So because it does I am very in the minority when it comes to this movie.
Like, objectively, is it a good movie? Objectively, it has a lot of flaws. But as a holiday movie, as a Christmas movie, as something that would lift your spirits in the time that you would need it, it does exactly that. And I think that's why for a lot of people, including myself, it's one of those movies that you come back to every year because it does have that holiday cheer and it does have that sense of family. And if you're into his humor, it's humorous. If you're into, and clearly I am, because you know what? When I was in college, me and my roommate had all the Best of Will Ferrell DVDs on SNL, and we watched those DVDs. I watched all of his skits, his audition, Get Off the Goddamn Roof. I mean, I watched all of it. Like I knew all Will Ferrell shit. Like that was like our thing. Like my roommates and I watched a lot of Will Ferrell. So for me, it's like, I do like his humor because we did.
That makes sense, right? Like for me, I was out of SNL when Ferrell's like 1997 and all the way to early aughts. I was not watching SNL. I was done with SNL.
And that's when I was watching SNL.
With that cast.
Yeah,
that had left. I understand there's definitely a following for Will Ferrell, and although Night at the Roxbury didn't do that well, but yeah, this I'm trying to think of the last Christmas movie I enjoyed.
Like recent Christmas movie that came out in the last like 20 years, and that's like to think about it, that would be like 2000 and up.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Like, what's the last Christmas movie, not just movie that came out during Christmas, that I enjoyed? And I'm thinking of things like Scrooge, like Scrooge. Love Actually, I love that movie. That's 2003, right?
Yeah, it came out at the same time as this one. Yeah, so that would probably be. That came out in 2003, so that's more recent than Scrooged, which came out in 89? Is that when Scrooged came out?
Wow, that's actually a really good guess.
Is it?
That's a really good guess. I think it was like 89, 90, 91, around that time.
88. I was off by.
You're off by a year. Yeah, good job, though. That was a good guess.
Oh, thanks. Well, Bill Murray was pretty popular back then with SNL.
He was. But I mean, you were young when that came out. So... hold on, there's got to be something else I enjoyed about this movie. You know,
no, you don't have to enjoy anything.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the good in things, right?
I think Ed Asner makes a good Santa Claus.
Actually, Ed Asner does make a good Santa Claus. I forgot about him. Mary Steenburgen, always a joy to see, who also plays Will Ferrell's mom in Step Brothers. If you haven't seen that,
right? She does.
I'm trying to think of anything else that.
Bob Newhart. Bob
Newhart was an interesting choice for the movie.
Well, I think they chose him for that kind of dry deadpan that he kind of gives. I think that's why they chose him for that role.
Oh, actually, this is a really good movie. I liked 8-Bit Christmas. I didn't know where it was gonna. I don't want to give away what happens at the end, but I didn't see that ending coming. Christmas Chronicles is the newest one. I thought was all right. The sequel that is awful,
but I like the original one. It's
the one with Kurt Russell,
and Goldie Hawn. Yeah. Well, she's more prominent in the second one. She just makes.
No, you are not that old. There's no way that's the last.
No way that's the last hot Christmas movie you enjoyed. Because I know. I thought about that, James, as we were watching. It's like 3 of the main actors have passed away.
James Caan passed away real young.
Yep. Bob Newhart just recently passed away. Ed Asner. I was like, that's crazy.
I was talking about the beginning earlier. They used practical effects as much as they could.
They tried to, yes.
They used claymation, so I appreciate that. Even though I didn't find any of the characters funny and just weird. The snowflakes, I think, might have been early CG, but other than that, I think they did a good job with a lot of the practical effects. Yeah, those are the things I liked about the movie, or even tolerated about the movie. Sure. The rest of it, just not for me. Will Ferrell acting like a goofball, screaming. I did like the fact, like I said, anytime that he was acting like a kid,
truly like a child.
Not understanding things or pushing all the buttons on the elevator, right? Wonder Man. That's a good.
Or he was trying to go up the escalator, but he was afraid because I know children and myself.
Well, my daughter was afraid of escalators, so I remember
my
that.
kids don't like the escalator. I was like, yeah, that's very much like if
Yeah.
he never
So
saw this before, he would
that
be.
stuff yeah, that was okay. That was believable. I wish he had stayed more like that and less. But when you are casting somebody like Will Ferrell, you gotta go with what you get, and that's what people found funny. So,
yeah,
because I feel like a lot of those scenes, especially when he's in New York, were completely ad-libbed.
I think so. I mean,
Like just spot on. Like, let's just have some fun.
Pretty much.
It's not the last one I saw, but the last one I enjoyed. I'm a Laurel and Hardy fan, so I'm okay. The Holdovers was a good one. I like that movie a lot. You don't believe in the 4 food groups, Omar?
Speaking of that, Will Ferrell said he suffered had some really bad after effects of all the sugar he ate while filming it because of all the maple syrup. Like he actually consumed that stuff. So he said he got like kind of sick after that. I bet he just did not eat sugar for a while after this film. Because I wouldn't. If I had to have, I'd say that, but I love chocolate, so I probably would have still eaten a lot of it. No, but I mean, like objectively, there are issues with the film. Like I still think to this day the romance is an unnecessary component to the film.
There was no chemistry in that. Like I don't even know how those two.
I think there's an age gap, which I don't think makes a difference.
No, it's not even an age gap. It was just how did she? When did
she be attracted to that?
Well, no, whatever. Zooey Deschanel can play quirky, and maybe that's why they got her. It was more of the
she wasn't.
How and when did this happen exactly? And maybe I missed the montage.
Well, they were on that date, and that was supposed to be enough in their minds to show you that. Now, of course, we don't know after he went back to the North Pole. We don't know how long or what happened after that, if he came back and they went on more dates and then they got married. We don't see all that because we can't, the movie's only going to be so long. We got to get right to the epilogue. So we know at some point things worked out between the two of them. They got married and had a kid. And we just have to assume that, obviously there was chemistry between them. They went on that date together. They probably spent some more time together outside of that. Not that much time because it is not that long until Christmas. But again, it's not unlike a lot of movies. Like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. They fall in love with each other in 10 days. But they do make it believable because they are good actors. And Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson have some damn good chemistry. So it is believable in that movie. So that would make sense. But yes, these kind of movies, they force couples to fall in love very fast. And I think maybe it's because the holiday season. So that's what people expect. People are lonely and they fall in love very easily.
Yeah, there's whole movies based on that. Okay. But you don't need to force it. You don't need to force it into this movie. And then
no, I don't think we needed it in this movie. That's the only thing she was the only part I never enjoyed about the film.
Yeah. I think there were things I could have enjoyed more had they focused on it, but it wasn't about me. It was about moving the story forward. Like I would have liked to have seen more of him and the family. Just the kid, like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Like,
yeah, well, he saved him though. He saved him. He made all those snowballs.
Yeah. By then they were done using practical effects and they were just chucking away. Omar, aka Scrooge McDuck. Sure, I'll take that. Doesn't take your enjoyment away from the movie, please. The romantic aspect of Elf is so weird to me. Like that man still is basically a child. The relationship is sus. Well, it reminded me of Big, right? When she realized there's that scene. It's a really weird scene, and I'm sure Penny Marshall got a lot of crap for it, where Tom Hanks is turning the lights back on to see her with her bra on, and he's just feeling her boob because he's a 12-year-old boy, right? I thought that was handled really well when she realizes, how old are you? And it was like 13, and she's like, oh God, that explains so much. Whereas this chick was like, I'm moving in with this guy.
I know. I mean, I guess he is.
But it is Zooey Deschanel, so if anybody's...
And he's an adult. I mean, he is definitely... There's no magic that has him a 13-year-old in an adult male's body. He's just an adult man who has lived with elves, and which is crazy that they all act more adult than he does too, but it's fine. I don't know how elves age in this universe. If like they could be young for like 8, like, are they like the elves in Lord of the Rings? Are they gonna live for thousands of years? I don't know how it goes.
I think that's the music was okay. I think they had a theme. Yeah, but the rest of it, yeah, it's one of those movies.
Like the third act with the chase
Oh,
scene.
I thought the third act was bad. I did not like the third act. I thought that third act was rushed. I thought it was anticlimactic. I just thought they spent way too much time in that park area. There could have been so much more to do. Like there were aspects of the story that I think they could have followed through that would have made for an interesting plot.
Well, I think they needed a way for people to believe that he's his story, that he says he is who he is, right? I think this is the way to do it. They tied it back into the beginning of the film where he's working with Papa Elf on this engine, talking about how people in the human world don't believe in Santa Claus as much anymore because they believe stupid things like the parents are the ones buying the gifts and eating the cookies and all that stuff. And my kids stopped believing Santa Claus last year, so I get it. It's
what? I still have to get presents for that MFR.
And now my oldest hides the elf for the youngest, which she gets a real kick out of it. She's put him in some really awkward positions and has all these different
as long as she's not doing what her little cousin was doing with those Barbie dolls. What's his face? Sabra's kid.
Oh no, she wasn't doing that. No. She just, I think she sees stuff on like YouTube shorts and then she like wants to recreate it, like what the elf is doing. I'm like, that's actually very clever, my love. No, but I think they were trying to tie all that back in, and they need to find a way for people to believe that he is who he says he is. So bring Santa back. Bring the sleigh back, which flies, which obviously would be enough to be like, holy shit, he is who he says he is. He actually is an elf, and North Pole's real, and so is Santa Claus. And again, it goes back to needing that it is a Christmas movie, and that believing in the magic of Santa Claus is always it's somewhat a part of the magic. Like there's some magic of Christmas, even with Home Alone, the magic of Christmas, her making it home in time and him aiming to save the house and her making it home in time to be with her son. And then everyone else shows up at the same time, like the magic of Christmas. Like there's always that aspect of the Christmas movies for the most part, even in Love Actually, even though sometimes it's sad.
We're going nuts if you weren't even thinking elves for elves, Amanda.
I'm not mistaking elves for elves.
Yeah. Also, why was he the only one that turned weird? The other elves are normal. Yeah, they're having like adult discussion.
They treated him with kid-like gloves because they didn't want him to know the truth.
That he was an idiot?
That he was a human. What? No.
Oh, baby. This is... I think... if I'm being honest, I did have to push myself to finish watching this one.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Well, I wanted to be fair. I wanted to watch the whole thing. You know, I always get on people for like, oh, I hate that story, or I like when they say I gave it a fair shot and they only read like one issue of the 30-issue series or watched one episode of like a 26 episode series. So yeah, it wasn't for me. But I'm glad that other people enjoy it. For me, this is a 3.5 out of 10.
Damn.
Yeah, not for me. And the 3.5 really it goes to like James Caan, and a few times that Will Ferrell wasn't acting like Will Ferrell. Do I regret watching the movie? No, because it finally gives me a chance to talk about it. Now I know what people are referencing. And did you watch after? I did not. Did Nick Fury show up? What did I miss after the credits? I don't know what happened after the credits. Like when you stop watching Rings of Power. Exactly.
Yeah, he is not watching.
I told Amanda the only way I would watch Rings of Power is if she told me to watch season 2.
And I did not.
And we reviewed it. And
just like I'm not going to make him watch What If season 3 when it starts airing here shortly.
God, I hate that series.
Is it starting this week? This week is it airing? They're airing an episode a day.
I don't know. I'm watching Skeleton Crew and that secret level with my daughters.
What?
We just watched the Mega Man episode and that thing was awesome. It's the people that did Dead Love and Robots. It's on Amazon. And if you like video games, oh man, that series is quick. It's so good. 3.5 out of 10. So Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man 2 comes out on top. Who cares about Tolkien? He is dead. Poe dead. Shakespeare dead. What, are we gonna name dead people? Only Amanda remains immortalized in this elf Reelz Talk. A legacy for the age. Wow, that's beautiful poetry.
Thank you, Jean Remy. That is very beautiful.
Shut up. It was not Lobo. Need to watch it. Wait, you're leaving me hanging, Matt. What was in the after credits? To Omar, this movie was a psychological thriller that didn't thrill, more like waterboard. I just had so many questions when watching this movie. So there was that enjoyment. Like, why aren't people acting like real New Yorkers, like that are beating him down for not being able to afford his shoe shines? We Are the Flash. My man knows. Madam Web was better than Elf. Amanda, 1 out of 10. 2 out of 10. No. Elf was. I gave Elf a 3.5 out of 10.
Yeah, he gave it a 3.5 out of 10.
Omar Madam Web was worse. I gave 2.
And wait till we one
you
day.
You bastard! I would have stayed waiting too. You can go watch Bad Santa to watch the bad taste from your mouth.
That's not my kind of humor.
Amanda, what would you give Elf now that you watched it again through reviewers?
I think it would get a solid 7.5 out of 10.
7.5, baby. This is one of your favorite. This is top 3 for you. This should be like a 9.
Yeah, no, I was still giving it.
Don't find the mistakes that I find. But if you find enjoyment in it, that's all that matters. What did you all think? What would you all give Elf?
It's Craven time. We haven't watched Craven yet, guys. We can't talk.
God bless. I actually know somebody that loved Craven.
But okay, while everyone's putting their ratings for the Elf,
let me know your ratings for Elf.
We did see the War of the Rohirrim this weekend. We have
we did.
We did see that.
We saw War of Rohirrim.
War of the Rohirrim.
8 out of 10 from James. Do I look like the kind of guy who's watching?
No, apparently not a guy who'd watch anything past Babes in Toyland. No.
6 out of 10 for John. What's worse, reading Chuck Austin's X-Men or watching Elf? It depends on what issue, Mr. Tex. 9 out of 10 for my buddy Larry.
Wow, thanks, Larry.
Digging it. 7 out of 10 for Matt and Deus. A complete unknown next week. Craven the Hunter was horrible. Don't watch. Shut up, James. There's no way. I think we're going to see Nose for Autism. 7 or 8 out of 10 from Blas. 5. Oh, Maya. Are you serious? You didn't dig it that much?
Man, Maya. This would have been your.
No, she was young.
Oh, she was.
Not her generation. She's the Andy Samberg generation of SNL.
No, but that's still.
Because she was 10 years old when Andy Samberg was on SNL.
Yeah, but you're not watching SNL when you're 10 years old. I
was watching SNL when I was 10. I love that show.
I couldn't watch. I wasn't watching it.
We're done with Elf. Gladiator 2 hits video on demand next Tuesday. Rumors are Wicked also. They believe they will get 200 million in sales because of Xmas time. How is Wicked performing at the box office? I still see it.
But I think I'm going to go see it again this weekend with my kids because they want to see it. So.
Zoe D, automatic +5 modifier.
There we go. So Larry is a fan of Zoe Deschanel.
Good on Larry. 6 out of 10. Then now 4 out of 10. Mr. Tex went back and watched it. Look at News Poo Channel.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I'd give it an 8. First time I watched Elf, admittedly, I thought it was just okay. The more I watch it, the more I enjoy it. Is that true, Amanda? Or did you find flaws in it?
The more I watched it, the more I found flaws in it, I think. But that just it could be. But I find that in a lot of movies as I start to watch them more. Even movies that I thoroughly enjoy that some people say would still hold up. Not Lord of the Rings. That will always be a 10 out of 10. Those 3 films are perfection, absolute perfection. But
we're done.
We're done. Right, she is because that would have been exactly her time. Andy Samberg was at the tail end for me because I would have been in my early 20s when Lonely Island was starting to do their stuff, and then I stopped watching SNL about the time he left. Him and all of them started leaving. I still watch it time to time because now Marcelo Hernandez would probably be Maya's generation because that kid is just awesome.
She ain't watched it.
What?
500 million worldwide. Moana passed 700 million. 7 out of 10. Really enjoyed it, but Will Ferrell's shtick in most comedies gets grating after a while.
It's true for some people.
So revised.
No, I was told 7. It probably would have been higher like a few years ago or like 10 years ago. Like in 2013 when I'm still riding high on the Christmas spirit. Maybe it's because I'm about to get my period next week. I don't know. It could be a lot of things.
What did you say?
What? Nothing. Anyway, so we're the Rohirrim. We got to see that film.
I am never ready for Amanda transitions.
Oh, everyone loves Domingo Maya. That is probably one of the best. Like,
you all better show me something funny
I
with that kid because I ain't seen nothing funny with that kid yet.
Domingo back that quickly. Like the first one was really great, and they had to bring it back with the Chapel Roan song. I think they should have waited a longer period of time. I think they were jumping the shark there. Because that one's not as funny as the first one.
Or have you watched Will and Harper? It's pretty great. No, I haven't. What is Will and Harper?
That's the documentary he does when he's going on a cross country trip with his trans friend, right? Because it is really.
I thought it was like him with his old lady friend. I know nothing about it.
No, it's like an old writing partner of his on SNL who he came out to Will a number of people like family and friends, and he let him know that she's trans, and so that Will Ferrell decides to make a documentary about it, and they do it as a cross country trip. It's an interesting exploration of how things have changed because Will Ferrell's very famous. So it's interesting when he is. I mean, I know you he is. In America, if you see Will Ferrell on the street, you'd probably be like, oh.
We just talked about how important international box office is, man.
But they don't care. International
yes,
box
I know that Will Ferrell is really
domestic box office is what makes Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler movies. That's what makes
now it's Netflix with Adam Sandler.
They with a lot of stuff. Wait. That's what keeps getting made into movies is because
is this true for the top grossing movies of the year in 2024 are animated movies?
Well, if it's
Moana 2, I assume, right?
Moana 2. And then
what else what else came out this year?
Shoot, I know we've seen them all too. Super Mario Brothers came out this year, right? Was Super Mario Brothers this year?
No, that was last year.
That was last year.
Here, I'm gonna let you look that up. Wicked is at $531 million. Needs about 200 to push it towards profitability.
Inside Out 2. I forgot about that.
I forgot that came out.
Okay, so it's Inside Out 2, Despicable Me 4, Moana 2, and then Deadpool and Wolverine. So the top 4, 3.
Deadpool Wolverine isn't a
no. 3 out of the 4 are.
No, he's saying 4 out of the 10.
Well,
what about Wild Robot?
According to Box Office Mojo, it is Inside Out 2, Deadpool, Wolverine, Despicable Me 4, Moana 2, Dune Part 2, Godzilla vs. Kong, New Empire.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Venom, for some reason, is in there. Ooh. At number 9, Beetlejuice, Bad Boys Ride or Die, Gladiator 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Twisters, It Ends With Us, The Wild Robots, number 7.
Are you going to read me the top 100? Keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. There we go. Garfield's at number 19.
Joker 2. Where's Joker 2?
That's what they meant.
So apparently Moana 2 is already profitable. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, according to Box Office Mojo, Kung Fu Panda is number 7. Sorry.
Forget Omar. He's at the age where he starts forgetting things like who is famous. Will Ferrell is currently playing PayPal commercial. Still famous. Venom 3 did great over good. Freaking Asian box office market is going to save the Sonyverse.
Well, yeah, but how's Craven doing? I don't think Craven's doing that.
Thank you, Bless. We agree. Transformers 1 got done dirty, man. It was a good movie.
In this list. It is.
It didn't do that well.
Damn, it is.
You know what I didn't like?
It's not
Beetlejuice. It had no heart. I was so disappointed in Beetlejuice. I haven't
watched it yet. I know it's sitting there on Max, and I have every.
It's on Max. We just watched it last night, and we were done.
I had to watch Shrinking first because that is just that brought me to that. This last episode made me tear up. Harrison Ford.
Why would I want to watch that then? You were like, you need to watch it.
No, you do. I mean, it's funny. It's good comedy, but it's also
sad comedy.
Well, because Harrison Ford's character has Alzheimer's. And so
he's an aging father, and his son taking care of him.
No, he's not. He lives by himself. Well, he has a girlfriend. But he runs the practice that Jason Segel and Jessica from Daily Show, they work at. They're all therapists together or psychologists or whatever. I don't know if they could prescribe medicine. It doesn't matter. Anyways, Jason Segel's more of like his like Harrison Ford's like his mentor. I guess that he's mentored all of them, I guess, in a way. And like a fatherly figure, but also like a friend to lean on, but also cranky old Harrison Ford in the best cranky Harrison Ford that he could possibly be. And even Jason Segel really stretches his acting chops in the series. And Jessica is fantastic. That the whole cast is just excellent. Everyone should watch Shrinking on Apple.
Have you finished watching Arcane season 2? No, my brother's coming over next week because my wife and kiddos are traveling to go and see their my wife's mom. So that was one of our to-do things, was to finish watching Arcane because I really liked it. I was really hooked on that show. Shrinking Matt agrees. Shrinking is a great show. Shrinking is depressingly funny. Oh
yes, but it's a good show.
I liked Somebody Somewhere, and I think I heard it got canceled. And I really like that show. It was on its 3rd season. Have you started watching Creature Commandos? Yeah. No, not yet, but I did watch Skeleton Crew, and I'm super excited about the Superman trailer tomorrow. Hopefully Amanda and I can do a reaction video. If
it drops at 9 a.m. Eastern time, we're going to do a reaction.
Well, apparently there's a countdown. I don't know why we can't math. Math is hard.
We mathed. I think it's technically 8:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But anyways, the math is mathing for me. We'll do a reaction video before I have to do my first meeting for the day.
Screw the meeting. Reaction video. Toys that made us, getting a new season. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of that documentary series because it feels like a YouTube documentary series, which I guess is what's hot right now. Starts at 7:45 a.m. your time, Amadeus, but we are on Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Normal people time.
Normal. Yeah, but War of the Rohirrim. We did get to chance to do that.
Yeah, we got to see War of the Rohirrim without going into spoilers. What did you think, Amanda? What would you give it out of 10?
So that I would probably give I would give that a 7 out of 10. Some of the animation felt rushed. The best parts about it are, and thankfully because it's a Warner Brothers production, it's not Amazon, they can use the Howard Shore theme, they can use characters, like they don't have to like play around with stuff, and because they have the rights to the things that make Lord of the Rings in the sense of the things we're used to from the New Line Cinema films. But the main character, Hera is her name, right? I felt like she's clearly supposed to be like an A-wing character, but she didn't have as much agency as I was hoping that she would have. She's supposed to be a shield maiden, and she spends most of her time kind of just stuck in Hornsburg, which later becomes Helm's Deep.
Hey, spoilers!
Spoilers! I'm sorry. Don't read the books that have been out since the 30s, guys. Or the 40s.
Who are you yelling at?
Because I'm spoiling everything. Don't spoil it.
What are you yelling at, man? All right, here we go. 8:53 a.m. premieres in 11 hours.
That's what I saw. Yes.
Central Time is king. Yeah. All right. You keep telling yourself that, Blas.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Yeah. What's the capital of the United States? What time zone is that in? Was that Blas? I can't hear you, Blas. Central? Was it Central? I'm in the from UN. Oh yeah. Sorry, everybody overseas. Superman trailer. John Williams list. Oh man, I got like, dude. I watched that. I haven't even seen the Christopher Reeve documentary. I saw the trailer and I was like getting super emotional because I remember my dad taking me to that movie to go see the Superman movies. It looks so pretty. Like the stupid music is just moving, man.
No, I don't want to see Jake Paul in anything.
Jake Paul, no.
Him and Machine Gun Kelly, just two people I don't ever want to see. Like,
I don't know if they would make it into my giant blender. Like, if I only have room for 5 people to put in a giant blender, I don't know if they would make it. Hey guys, on a rare serious note, no matter what you guys watch and review, I just enjoy watching you both. Two funny, intelligent people who agree to disagree. Hilariously. Oh, thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Much love to you, man. Man, Amanda's just spoiled me. Guess we have to cancel her again.
It's just Warrensburg, okay? It's not Helm's Deep.
Too many pages to read on Lord of the Rings. Definitely thicker than a snicker. And no pictures either, man.
But it's a beautiful, I've read it and I've listened to it on audiobooks probably about 4 or 5 times. I love Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is beautiful. I love those books.
God.
Texas over Kentucky.
Let's do it again.
You wish. Yep. Toys episodes is Ghostbusters, Nerf, Strawberry Shortcake, and Rainbow Bright. Fast food, toys, Hot Wheels, Marvel, and DC. Wow, they did a lot.
I want to see the episode on Polly Pocket because I live for Polly Pocket. But also, I almost bought my 3-year-old a Rainbow Bright because they have that and a Strawberry.
Oh yeah, she's back.
Yeah, and I was like, do I buy a Rainbow Bright? Would she like Rainbow Bright? I don't know. Anyways, go ahead.
So I haven't decided when I'm going to do the AMA. I think it's going to have to be sometime next week. Sorry, I'm texting somebody really important right now about something really important. Is Fallout Boy 5 people? Max or Mr. Tex, why? Why would you ask that?
4 people. Just 4. The singer also plays guitar. So they have 2 guitars.
He's just that dude is just so talented. Have you seen
he does. He plays. No, he's very talented. He plays like every instrument of the sun, and he's self-taught on all.
So anyway, but I know Paloma has a song on the soundtrack.
Well, so Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan, who played Merry and Pippin respectively, they do make cameos as a couple of orcs in the film, like their voices do. Eowyn does Miranda Otto as Eowyn does the narration, the tail end narrations of the story as well. But yeah, and also I was talking about this with Omar's brother after we watched the film. The villain himself,
hot.
Wolf, I think his name is.
Yeah, it's Wolf.
Yeah, whatever. Wolf. He you want a good villain that you can root for, but he's such a whiny, not a very effective villain.
I didn't even change that. He said it's in 5 people. Nah, man, them dudes are okay. They write comics, so it's okay. They get
one of them. Yes, they are good people.
Okay, I don't know about that. Well, let's not get carried away. I don't want to tell stories Amanda told me about them dudes. Because I don't want to get her canceled with her Fallout Girl fans.
Okay.
How many Fallout Boy shows are you planning to go to next year, Amanda?
I only have
there goes the rest of the show.
I only have 1 planned because they only have 2 right now.
They're getting old. They can't party.
No, they basically toured all of 2023 and all of 2024. So the logical step is for them to now they're doing a festival in Arizona that I'm going to go to. They're doing one in Mexico that I cannot go to. I would love to, but I cannot.
You're not allowed to go to Mexico again?
No, it's just it's too close to other things I've got going on, like C2E2, and
you better not be skipping out on C2. We don't talk about this.
Other things. And I want, even though they're on the same night as Justin Timberlake, which would be wild to see.
Mexico? What part of Mexico?
Monterey Bay, I think, is where it is.
Yeah, that sounds like Mexico.
It's on the border. Yeah. Anyway, but as far as I know, that's all they're doing. They haven't announced other plans. There's a couple of rumors, or people are hopeful for some other festivals, but this will be the year that I think they're going to do festivals. They do anything. There'll be a few of them, and hopefully they're going to write music. Is what I would like for FOB9. I don't know why you guys need to know this. But
does that answer your question?
Yes, Jardway does write comics. I think he prefers to write comics than actually be an MCR.
So does his brother Milky Way. He also writes comics. He wrote a Christmas story this year.
Christmas 365. Mikey Way.
Mikey Way. Milky Way sounds cooler. Being able to use the music from the trilogy did not help. No, it did. But I'm not gonna lie. The writers of Rohan theme still hits. It still hits.
Yeah.
And whenever you see the horses, it was only made 11 millions. But how much did it cost? That's the thing, right? We always talk about.
It's a great question.
Did it make money? Because what if it costs $1 million to make? I doubt it, but
that's a
I didn't even know it was being in the theater.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think
You like Rammstein?
no, not really my kind of music. I know that I think the reason, and they kind of, I think you could tell with some of the animation, they really push this out. And I think in part is that they keep the rights for a little bit longer because that is very much a Warner Brothers move. We all know that, just like Sony, very much the kind of moves they would go for. It really would have been beneficial just to release it on Max, like just as a streaming.
But why? Why not?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the question is
Money
why?
off of it. I can still make some money off
Why
of it.
not? If you're already doing a movie, why not release it in theaters and like a limited run, like a 1 weekend thing, right? You're not wasting any, or
they're not missing it. Yeah, it still made money. I mean, it's still people still went and saw it.
Oh my, two cousins, Wolf and Milky Way. Will Omar go to a Fallout Boy
Romance in concert twice next year because they are doing a special Black Parade tour.
Who are you talking to? No one's asking about My Chemical Romance. Let me tell you, the only way I would go to my Fallout Boy concert is if I lost a bet where I'm getting paid a lot of money to go. Omar should go to. I've been to a Tool concert back in 2002. WB did almost no marketing for Lotor. They released it on the big screen to help Lotor rights. Sorry, I misspoke. Will Omar go to a Fallout Boy? I thought I said
no. I mean,
oh my gosh, $30 million plus $50 million for marketing. Where was this marketed?
Where do they market it?
I didn't even know about this movie unless I think
with random trailers. That was about it. Random trailers, and I guess eventually. Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know how it made it so cool to like Hawthorne Heights, yet love FOB.
I do like Hawthorne Heights. Wait a minute. First and foremost.
Spot on, Amanda. That's what made by WB to keep the notes right.
Hawthorne Heights in concert was when they opened.
Gosh, are we talking about this again?
For Fallout Boy. So there we go. Anyways.
Thought we moved on. Rights, and I think they needed to have at least a limited theatrical release instead of straight to Max.
Rights. Yeah, that makes sense. Because they needed enough time to make that Hunt for Gollum movie, so they needed to keep the rights a little bit longer and to get all those actors back. So I guess.
Hey, even Batman Killing Joke movie and Batman Scooby-Doo movie got a limited, and that Batman Killing Joke movie was bad, and I love that story. Similar to what Amazon did with Red One because their deal with the
and I finally watched that once it was on Amazon
Prime. Justin, how are you, buddy? Happy holidays, by the way. Justin? Now that I've gone and watched Bob Newhart's show, and Bob Newhart, the last few years for the first time, I absolutely love realizing he was an elf after seeing it dozens. Did you like Elf, Justin? Because Amanda hated it. I'm the one that brought it up. I liked it. Oh, that hurt my soul to say.
It did.
Thank you for the super chat, Bruce. Considering Wicked marketing was $160 million, 50 is cheap in today's world.
To be in marketing, man.
But more painful to Omar. He married an Oasis fan. No, she does not like Oasis. Although she sings Oasis. Oh God, Oasis.
Wonderwall and those songs are just.
Dude, when I was in high school, these MFers were saying that Oasis was going to be the new Beatles, and I was like, no, God, absolutely not. They
play too much. There's no way that I doubt they'll even make it on this tour they're doing. They'll probably get a beat.
Amanda's awesome, but it's okay for her to be wrong about Elf. Yeah, she didn't dig it, man. I don't know what's going on. Who doesn't find Will Ferrell fine?
Please go to Eric. We never actually said, okay, we're here. It's okay.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just
it's the same gentleman that did the animation for Ghost in the Shell.
Yes.
The SAC.
And oh God, what is it?
And I will say the voice acting was actually pretty solid. I think it's the emotional moments that get lost because the animation is a little bit choppy.
It is. But again,
no, Bruce, she does not need racist music.
There's Helm Hammerhand, probably my favorite character, and there's some good scenes with him. And Hera and her brothers and her cousin. But yes, Wolf as a villain, like I kept when I was talking to Omar's brother, I was like, it felt like he was when Helm Hammerhand kills his father in the beginning of the movie. Not much of a spoiler. And he is banished or leaves and seeks revenge. he seems more like the character who would then find someone stronger to pledge his allegiance to take out Helm Hammerhand instead of the guy who builds allegiances, because I don't buy it for his character. It was very hard because he's kind of like he's more like I think Emmanuel said it best, Wormtongue, a snake, but he's not like someone who could grab it like would call any type of following. I felt like he should have. I figured like he would find someone to follow, but I know this is appendices stuff. It's in the stories already. It's there, so they should have made his character a little bit stronger in that regards. Anyways, but there are some great moments in it, and when they're in Helm's Deep, it's still the scenes that remind you. It still gives me chills because God, I gotta go watch those movies again. That Christmas movies right there. That's
Lord of the Rings. Oh, that's a tradition in this household. Is Lord of the Rings. My kids hate it, but I love it.
No,
it's not like they hate the movie. It's just that I always watch it. It's so good. Like those 3 movies are freaking amazing. New Looney Tunes movie. They spent $15 million to make and are not doing much more. I've never even heard of this movie until
Saturday. I didn't know there was a Looney Tunes movie until right now.
Apparently, it's got Porky Pig and Daffy Duck as Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. Maybe I think something like that.
Okay. What's Radiohead the Beatles?
Master Bobby, how are you doing?
Master Bobby.
Radiohead. I don't know if they were the Beatles. This is easy, dude. Oasis versus Blur versus Gorillaz. I would put Gorillaz first, then Blur, and then somewhere after Fall Out Boy is Oasis. Final answer. You would put Oasis over Fall Out Boy?
No, I would never put Oasis over Fall Out Boy.
Okay, yeah. So you agree with me?
They might put Oasis over themselves, but that's because they're self-deprecating. But I would never do that.
Who? Virgin River season 6 is out.
I lost Omar.
Guess what's not getting? Nothing is getting done by the Uncanny Omar tomorrow. Forget everything. I was going to record some videos. Nope, not doing it. Well, Virgin River's back on, baby. They really need to expand the rights to more than The Hobbit and the appendices.
Well, that's Amazon that struggles with that.
Well, they're trying to do that with Rings of Power, right? Well, yo, you watched season 2. Did Tom Bombadil end up showing up?
He sure did. He's played by that. He's played by the actor who played. I don't remember his name. I think
Will Ferrell.
No. Remember the first? Did you watch Black Mirror?
Mm-hmm.
The first episode, first season. The prime minister who has the pig.
Oh, the pig?
Okay. That guy. He plays Tom Bombadil. And he was okay. It was actually kind of decent. But again, the rest of the story was just, whew. Poor Celebrimbor getting oh my God, Sauron just did a number on him. Holy crap. I was like, this is not how I envisioned this to go. So
let's see. I thought Nirvana was the Beatles of the 90s, but I don't know. It was so long ago. I wasn't there. Oh, thanks. Thanks for that.
The Beatles had a craze. It's where are we comparing it to the craze of the Beatles? Because none of those bands have the same thing as the Beatles. That was a boy band kind of craze. Or are you talking about
I think the closest we ever came to Beatlemania, I would say, was Bruce Springsteen and the East
Street Band.
No, I'm just kidding. Beatlemania. I don't think anything had come close.
No, I think it's the boy bands of the 90s, the late 90s.
Yeah, but even then, not to that effect, not to Beatlemania. That was insane, dude. Because remember,
a teenage girl, a preteen in the late 90s, because I was.
Yeah, but it was different. These guys weren't talented. Yeah, because the Beatles were talented.
No, that's not the okay. Yes,
not all of them.
No, they're not the same.
I'm not going to get canceled for saying
musically they are not the same. The Beatles are heads and tails.
I think
above
the first time I've seen the Bee Gees are better than the Beatles. That's interesting. Michael Jackson. Yeah, I think that came. Who bought the rights to Beatle music, by the way? That probably came really close.
Remember the time and stuff when that came out? I mean, I feel like that was like.
What was it?
Remember the time and that history of the way.
You remember the time? Yeah, of course I remember, baby. Iman's in there. Eddie Murphy. Shaq made a cameo with that stupid video.
Yeah, I mean, that was his pinnacle. And then, God, he made that.
Oh, dude, I was a Metallica head. And I liked all kinds of music. I'll be honest. So
I listened
no
to
boy
Metallica,
band had 27 number ones in such a short time.
No, this is true.
And honestly, okay, maybe some of these dudes are super talented, like Justin Timberlake. People seem to like that guy.
I don't know.
But, I mean, if you look at the Beatles and the talent that kind of spawned out, it's amazing. It's crazy. 4 dudes that just kind of got together. I will say Michael Jackson came really close.
Yeah, I would say his
Madonna was huge. Prince, man.
You look at some of that Michael Jackson stuff in the late 80s, early 90s, like The Obsession. Spice Girls, I know they don't have good music, but when you look at some of the documentaries, they're like their stuff.
Wait a minute. As long as JT ain't driving, was that? Oh, did he get arrested?
He had a DUI. Yeah,
he's in my blender. Really?
A lot of people's blenders.
I don't hate the guy. I just never really listened to his music.
My friend Megan used to make us pretend we were the Beatles, like when I was in 4th grade. But I always had to be Ringo Starr. I've never understood why I had to be like.
Wait, and she was everyone else? So she was
George,
John, Paul, and you were just stuck as Ringo? That might say more about how crazy ass your friend was. Dude. Now that is somebody I regret never seeing in concert.
Yes.
Oh, War of Rohirrim?
Oh yeah,
I'd watch it again. Seriously, it's like a 6.5. It's not bad. It was okay. It was actually there were moments that I thought were pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I still watched it and enjoyed it for what it was. But it's
did you have a bowl cut to be Ringo? What made her?
I did not have a bowl cut at all. I never had a bowl cut. I did a.
Excuse me, Spice Girl, no good music.
No, they do have good music. I love their music. Wait, I'm just saying. I'm looking at my audience, and I feel like I would be outnumbered in the Spice Girls of good music. So
I can't judge. Them girls were cute.
I did get to see their tour bus in England when we were over there when I was 12.
But you didn't get to see them?
No, but that was probably the closest I'll ever get to see the Spice Girls, because that was, again, they were very hard to see in concert.
Oh, yeah.
It was impossible to get tickets. It was like trying to get tickets.
I've never seen Spice World. I like the Spice.
Oh God. Okay. V-Red, we do need to do that, because that film is so
we don't need to do that. Amanda, thank God, is over this week.
I
love the Doors.
Like that, Moonwalker. Like, we should do like all those like films from like. Okay, you've seen Moonwalker, right? That's a fantastic, that Michael Jackson film.
Okay, first of all, how have you seen Moonwalker? That came out the year you were born.
Oh,
no,
because
87.
We were huge Michael Jackson fans.
Oh, and God, I love that movie. Dude, when Michael Jackson turns into a goddamn robot at the end of that movie, I lost my shit.
I like when he's going on the drive with the bunny, and they're, oh my God, that's so like.
Well, that's the what song is playing? It's the
I can't remember, but it's one of my favorites.
What song is the bunny drive? It's the not Man in the Mirror.
No, not Man in the Mirror. But I can't remember the song. But
I actually dig Purple Rain. The Moonwalker would take the cake. The Doors are my favorite band of all time.
That's a great idea. Yes, we should just put up a vote of all these like music movies.
Dude, Moonwalker had an arcade game and a Sega Genesis
Speed Demon, that's what it was. Thank you, Amadeus.
That was it.
Speed Demon.
Yes. Thank you. Look at you all. Wait, y'all have seen Moonwalker? Bruce. Is Bruce Walker? Bruce Walker. Bruce Walker on 4K. If Moonwalker's in 4K, I'm buying that motherfucker, because I love that movie.
Is it on 4K?
This year, West Coast rappers dominated every aspect. Shout out to the West Coast. By the way, you guys listen to rap? Yes. Well, no. Let me take that back. Not in the last 10 years.
I haven't listened to a lot of rap in the last.
I don't know no new rap.
10, probably 10 years. 2014, 2013.
It's been a long time.
There's some songs that Kendrick Lamar songs and stuff, but mostly I do not. I mean, I know posthumously, but I do have listened to Juice WRLD. So.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
Posthumously.
Well, he passed away, and he just came.
I know what it means.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for translating, though, man. Just read that War of Rohirrim was fast tracked to ensure
that's what
kept the franchise movie rights. Of course. And I am with you. Auto-tune ruined rap. Absolutely. Ruined a lot of things.
And it made T-Pain's career. I don't know why everyone's like bagging on it.
I don't understand how that happened. I
But
saw it. Joe Pesci was the bad guy. He was the one wearing sunglasses at the end.
He was the bad guy. He was good too.
Spice World has a 35% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, or as I like to call it, Craven plus Adam Webb.
It doesn't matter. There's some really cute girl power stuff in it.
Oh, yes. That's what I look forward to in my movie.
What is it? They have the one. They have the military.
My man, P-Who? That's right.
The Wonder Bra, and it's which is so 90s and so like dated of a reference because
you can't get that Checkers fast food money.
Hey, he made a comeback with that Masked Singer appearance because he has singing chops.
You know who's a Masked Singer? Sarah Palin. So maybe him and Sarah Palin can drop an album. Never seen that movie. Only watched it on YouTube, split into like 10 parts, not in order. Oh, the movie's a classic. Bruce, is it out in 4K? You're the only one that would know.
I think that Jean Remy needs to see the thing not in parts on YouTube.
I need to watch it in 4K. Sony did the same thing with The Last Men
Oh, that movie was rough with Chris Hemsworth, and
I didn't even go see that movie. Amanda reviewed it by herself on.
I did. It was so bad. It was just, and they put them together because Thor Ragnarok did so well, and they had great chemistry there. But this is not the same thing when you can't just throw them in. It just doesn't work the same way. Not everyone has that, like John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. They have great chemistry in a lot of things they do. But
I can't believe you went with John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. It's great.
This fit the bill what we've been talking about.
Okay. I'm sorry. That was a knock at Elf. You don't need any more of that. No Moonwalker in 4K. Who remembers the Sega? Oh yeah, absolutely. Both the Sega Genesis and the arcade. Men in Black Internet. Holy crap, James is fast. How did you find that video?
Wow, I forgot I even did it, but okay.
6 out of 10 from Amanda, and Omar didn't even go see it. Amanda rolled solo in that one.
I probably would give it a lower rating now. Because I inflated my ratings a lot back then. I would probably be a little bit more critical.
I'm not sure who actually has the rights to Men in Black.
Remember when we read the comic?
Oh, we read the weird comic. That was a fun show.
We're like, ooh, the movie's better.
Sometimes the movie music we may not be liked by someone else. You guys agree? No matter what rating.
You're right, yes. Master Bobby. This is true. Omar and I got like a lot of the same music, movies, TV shows, life.
People, keep on going, baby.
Like
political leaders. Deities, keep going.
Deities,
family members. Woo, we got a list.
We could.
Men in Black International. There's Amanda's wonderful review. Will Ferrell as Penguin. Is that 2003, Amadeus? Marvel still owns the comic rights to MIB, but Sony has movie and TV show rights. I don't agree. My opinion is right, and you are all wrong. Well, you like the Gorillas. I'll give you that. And you like Blur.
Hey,
but you like Fallout.
I'm feeling glad I got some.
Dude, my daughter loves the Gorillas. Loves the Gorillas.
That's so weird because I think it's just
you got to think about the generation. Like, things are popular based on a lot of videos on TikTok. She doesn't even watch it, but she watches a lot of videos online on YouTube that use background music. And a lot of it is like, she's like, oh, who was that? So a lot of them are influenced by that. It's crazy. Actually, I was talking to Melanie.
And the people making those videos are like our age. So it's like, but that's how Lyndon is too. Lyndon likes music. I'm like, how do you know that song? Because of YouTube.
I will say it's really interesting. So Melanie was telling me the story about how she showed her class The Sixth Sense for the first time. Like she showed her. My wife teaches film studies, and they watched The Sixth Sense. None of those kids knew about the twist ending.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy because 10 years ago, kids were like, oh, yeah, Sixth Sense. Sure, I've heard about this. I see dead people. Dude's dead, right? None of those kids. They were like, some of those kids were genuinely shocked. Some of them were like, I kind of figured it out or whatever. But it's just crazy to me that because it's been so long since that movie has come out, where everybody was spoofing it and, and now nobody's spoofing it on TikTok or whatever. Mm-hmm. Those kids were naturally surprised by the ending of The Sixth Sense. Matt Reeves is planning the Penguin season 2. What are your thoughts? As long as they bring Christina. Yeah. True. Plastic Beach, perfect album. Oh, it's so good. Gorilla's song was used in the kids' movie Trolls. So it's Justin Timberlake's music.
He sang in the film.
My buddy almost met Justin Timberlake. I can't. Well,
only find YouTube. Oh, that's right. We talked about that with Chris because he was just hanging out in Dreamworks.
Yo, we need to make sure he's on. We got to make sure to go see Dogman and have Chris on the show to talk about Dogman, and I'm gonna review it. And if it sucks, I'm gonna tell him. In front of him. Yeah, those kids weren't born back then, Omar. Don't. But you know, like there are kids that grew up in the early aughts that don't know or did not grow up with like Luke or no, I am your father, right? Like, and they know that twist ending that Darth Vader is Luke's father. I figured something like I see dead people, that would be a thing for all generations.
I guess they didn't watch Scary Movie.
Meanwhile, I got spoiled on a morning radio show casually. Unbreakable. Oh, God, Mr. Wong. Were they really shocked at how Bruce Willis is a Phil?
Yeah, Phil Owens.
He was in Die Hard, Phil. I love The Sixth Sense. That ending was dark and a sad ending.
Yeah.
You guys listen to NSYNC before he got famous in the Deadpool movies? No, I did. I don't think Amanda's ever heard of it until she watched it in the Deadpool movies. Yeah, man, JT for life, man. Who else? Lance Bass and
Master Bobby. My AIM screen name from 1997 until I graduated from college was Justin's Honey 85. And I'm going to give you 3 guesses on what Justin I'm talking about. And that was back in 1998. Buddy, I have seen every one of their
Buddy, you hear this, buddy? Buddy?
I saw NSYNC, No Strings Attached, and Celebrity, all the tours. I've seen Justin Timberlake solo at every one of his tours except for the most recent one, World of Tomorrow. Because
she can't go to Mexico. She ain't allowed to fly down there. Otherwise, she would.
Could have gone, but I just anyway.
She's a Justin the Kelly guy.
I've also seen that film. Also, terrible.
Why would anyone have seen that film?
But because we were that American Idol was like it for us too. Oh my God, I idolized Kelly Clarkson.
When you say us, what do you mean us? Like the 5 girls that hung out in the dorm? Like, is that what you mean?
My generation, I don't know.
Like the city of New York. What are we talking about here? Speaking of Die Hard, people will always remember Yippee-Ki-Yay, MFR.
But if you ask kids, like in Melanie's class, if they know what that came from, if you used to say Yippee-Ki-Yay, mother effer, would her kids know that came from Die Hard? That's a question you should ask them.
I don't think a teacher should or dropping MFers for kids to be like, yeah, man, that came from Die Hard. I think
no, Master Bobby, I'm gonna do you one better. I have.
Oh God, please stop talking about how much of a fan you are.
Okay, you see this? So this is all I have because we used to print it out. This is all of my NSYNC fan fiction that I used to write in.
Yeah, Amanda is not allowed back in Mexico because of reasons.
But yeah,
you know what a mule is, Matt? Do you know what a mule is? You don't want to know what Amanda's bringing back to this country. Well done, Amanda. The first step in recovery from bad music is admitting to liking it. My man, Phil. I want you back. Is Amanda banned from Mexico?
Yeah, from Mexico.
Imagine how Die Hard would have been if Frank Sinatra came back. From right, because it was supposed to. Oh, we actually reviewed it last year.
We did for us. Is it a
Amanda had never seen Die Hard.
I'm
now all her Christmas cards are nothing but yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.
No, you should ask Melanie to ask them if they know what that's from.
I'm not gonna get that woman in trouble with her class. They're gonna be like,
ever. She doesn't have to say mother. Ever.
They're gonna be like asking the mom and dads at home. Yo, Mrs. V was wondering about. I have no idea what the hell Tippecanoe and Tyler 2 means, but be damned if I don't have a nightly fever dreams about it. Coming soon to NMC Patreon, Amanda live reading of her fact. No,
you don't want to read my fanfiction.
Dude,
years old. It ain't the same.
It will awaken things in you, James. It's that good.
You're more than welcome to read my current fan fiction that is located on Archive of Our Own. But I will have to warn you.
Nothing but Peter and that other dude from Fall Out Boy. Has Amanda seen Die Hard 2 though?
No, I have not. No.
Amanda gave Die Hard 1 an 8.5 out of 10. Omar, a perfect 10. Because it is a perfect movie. Considering that a kid at a store today asked me where we kept our Mr. Beast chocolate, but I had no idea who Mr. Beast was. I'm pretty sure they don't know what the Die Hard quote.
I forgot Mr. Beast has chocolate and stuff. Why do I have to know? Why do I know all these things? These kids don't know my stuff.
What's your stuff?
Well, I mean, like when I was younger, like, and I think it's just because
back in the 1900s,
the people who made the media that I consumed were all children or teenagers, and so I feel like I know like all this 80s and 70s stuff. I'm like, how do I know that? But then kids these days don't know don't always know things that happen. What's happening? No, I'm not. Oh, I forgot.
I told them if they
because now with the online stuff, you can just like be everywhere, and it's hard to like sing. Like pop culture isn't just one stream; it's like all these different things.
Mr. Beast doesn't know who Prince is.
No, that's such a shame. That's true.
Could be worse if she asked the class Samuel L. Jackson's English MFers, do you speak it? Oh, I love that movie. Amanda Strikes Back, so that's why Amanda likes.
No, that's all. I just think the kid would be a good Iron Lad. That's all I'm saying.
Please stop making that try to happen.
It will happen. It'll be a thing, and we will all be better off for it.
Dude, you will lose like that day.
I would lose my shit. If it does actually.
Dude, if that ever happens, I would never hear the end of it. Like it would be a soundbite on our show every freaking time.
Yes.
Has Amanda seen Pulp Fiction?
Yes. I can't listen to Fall Out Boy's Uma Thurman and not have seen Pulp Fiction.
Wait, what? What? That had nothing to do with Fall Out Boy. You've seen Pulp Fiction?
Yes, I have seen Pulp Fiction.
You've seen Reservoir Dogs?
No, I haven't seen a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies, but I did see.
Have you seen Kill Bill?
Yes, I've seen those. Someone asked who else. Oh, my boss asked me about Quentin Tarantino films. We had a conversation about this the other day, actually. And I was like, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino films. I did see the Kill Bills and Pulp Fiction. It's just not my style.
They're okay. No, it's okay. You're entitled to your opinion.
I don't have a foot fetish, and I don't like gratuitous violence.
No. Like, God bless. You throw a woman's foot in a movie for like a minute.
I know, but I don't like gratuitous violence either. So I don't understand why that would be like, oh yeah, why you don't like it, Amanda?
Who said that?
What, gratuitous violence?
No, who you don't like it, Amanda? Who said that?
You just like
I don't sound anything like that. That sounds like an idiot. True Romance is a movie I was just talking about the other day. I was telling you, one of the greatest performances by Gary Oldman was his character in True Romance. Mm-hmm. Dude was legit creepy as fuck. Like, based on the character or the actor that was in Leon, the Professional.
Oh, yes, it was Hateful Eight. We were talking. I don't know why we were talking about her weekend, and she watched Hateful Eight on Netflix and talking about how she loved it. That's why we started watching. That's why we got the
Hateful. I mean, it's a slow. Like I like long shots. I like strong dialogue. And I know that people have issues with over the top violence, not over the top violence, just realistic, especially in like Reservoir Dogs, like realistic violence, right? Because people really do those things. Yeah. Oh, this is true, Amanda. Kids have too much content now, whereas we didn't when growing up.
Well, and we had one media stream, like essentially one stream of media, like a way to consume.
Me too, Matt. Culture, Jackie Brown is my favorite Tarantino movie. I love that movie, dude. Soundtrack, the Delphonics, man, dude, I love the soundtrack of them. I'm sorry, Amanda, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like you can consume media and news and things from all these different sources now, whereas back then we kind of only had like one funnel, one filter, like a couple of movie channels, a couple of music channels. That was it. That's how like MTV was it. VH1 was a close second. If you like the older stuff, which I did.
You don't even go put BET there?
And BET. But like other than that,
I feel like you just shoehorned BET in there after VH1.
Anyways, but now you don't have that. You're right. It is so you don't have to watch older stuff unless someone decides to put it on TikTok and then all of a sudden it's a thing. So
True Romance looks great in 4K. Oh, I love that movie, Bruce. Bruce showed me some steelbooks that are coming out next year, and my dumbass pre-ordered them because they're all Tarantino ones. This has been a really fun stream, especially everybody should hit that like button.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Yes, don't forget to like.
Oh, this is a good question. What is y'all's favorite director, though? That's tough, man. Because
tough.
To me it depends on genre, and then
like if I think about a director who's never let me down, that's kind of hard because
that's a hard one, right? Because every director has ups and downs. Even like Peter Jackson, right? Like I think of Peter Jackson. I love most of his movies.
No, he produced The Hobbit. I'm sorry. No, he directed The Hobbit.
No, he directed The Hobbit.
Yeah.
That's
again. No. Yeah, but like Chris Nolan, for the most part, I've liked all of his films. I don't think I've disliked.
I did not like the third Batman movie, but
Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, you're right.
Dark Knight Rises, but it wasn't horrible.
Spielberg
right?
has had some Mrs. Abrams.
Like I think Tarantino would
be see Chris Columbus, but I'm not a child.
Del Toro for me.
Del Toro
John Hughes.
Yeah.
John Hughes. Yeah, somebody said John Hughes. Yeah, Del Toro. John Hughes. I'm trying to think. Like honestly, somebody that has a lot more hits than misses for me and has made a ton of movies is Steven Spielberg.
Yeah,
like Spielberg has had some phenomenal movies, and to me, right?
Yeah, because even Ron Howard has had some misses.
Terry Gilliam. Oh my God, I just got Baron Munchausen on Blu-ray. I love that movie.
I do love that movie. You've been trying to get me to watch that for a long time.
I've been trying to get Amanda to watch that movie for 2 years. People don't vote for it. That's okay.
Anyone like John Waters? Anyone a big fan of John Waters? Did anyone?
Okay, wait. Somebody say John Waters?
No, but I do like how Phil Owens in my prediction is no one will vote for M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah,
no.
John Waters is a very
one of the best children's animated series, and get any love from me. You can.
Wow! Yes, David Lynch. Coen Brothers are good. Although I did not like the Caesar movie. But like I said, every director has one or two movies I don't like, even my favorite ones.
Coppola?
Tim Burton. Tim Burton's had some great ones in the past.
His Dark Shadows is not that great.
Which one?
Dark Shadows, didn't he do that one?
He did. I never watched Dumbo.
Oh God, it was not.
I forgot that he did that.
That was definitely Disney-fied.
Oh, dude, I'm glad you're enjoying Hardboiled. It's so good. Yeah, this is it's tough to answer like who my favorite director is.
There's more than one person we read that just directed a Paul Boy music video.
But I will say, like animation, anime. I gotta go with Satoshi Kon.
Yeah.
I love Martin Scorsese, but not every one of his movies are a hit with me.
Not a fan of The Irishman.
I had a lot of issues with The Irishman.
Or what was the one that he just did that?
Flowers of the
Killer. Flowers of the Killer Moon. Yeah,
I like that one. Kurosawa. That would have been in me in my 20s. Like, Akira Kurosawa.
Cameron. Considering that he's so busy just making just Avatar films, he's kind of like his filmography went he can't be directing a lot of stuff when he's
for which one? It was like for horror. I love Frank Darabont. I think Frank Darabont is one of the best.
When he left the Walking Dead series.
It went. I mean, Terrence Malick. I love Terrence Malick movies, but they're not for everybody. They're very artsy, and I have to be in the mood to watch things like that. Sci-fi director of all time. Well, yeah, this might be an H thing. Yeah. Who is the best sci-fi director of all time, Amanda?
I don't know.
I mean, it's your decision. For me, it would have to be somebody like Ridley Scott. I love Ridley Scott. I think Ridley Scott.
Alien, right?
He did Alien. But then I think of like Arlen. Who's the guy that did? God bless. What is that? Ex Machina. Alex Garland. I think he's a great director. Terry Gilliam, Christopher Nolan, Robert Zemeckis. Right. I think those guys are great.
Robert Zemeckis' latest film, not that great.
Oh, really? I want. Oh, Dennis Villeneuve. I like that guy a lot.
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve, yeah, but that guy. You know what I'm
Yes.
talking about? Rival and
oh yeah, with Dune. Yeah, he is fantastic.
yeah, Kubrick can't go wrong, and James Cameron. Yeah, so there's so many.
There's a lot of
Picking Your Poison, Waterworld versus G. Oh, Waterworld all day.
Waterworld, because I mean,
Malick, dude, right? What a great director. Not for everybody. Thank you, sir, for bringing Lady Hawk up. Richard Donner's a phenomenal director.
Another movie that Omar's been trying to get me to watch. You know, speaking of Waterworld, Kevin Costner. So I heard the final season of Yellowstone is not great.
Wait, is it out?
Yes, and they've made Taylor Sheridan's character, like the main character, as like this man has become kind of self-important, kind of like you're like. I
just rewatched Hell or High Water, and I forgot how much I love his stuff. But
you do love Taylor Sheridan's stuff. We've talked about that.
Spielberg has to be my favorite. The good, still much better than the bad. Plus,
and
all
he produced a lot of great stuff.
Goonies, Gremlins, Poltergeist. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
He's been on so many great projects.
Omar, your correct answer is Chris Easterly and Andrew Orton. Wait, how do you know Chris Easterly? That's my good friend. He's actually coming in for Christmas, and we're getting some drinks to talk about a movie project we've been working on for like 6 years now. I helped him film this short project that is up in the Independent Short Film Festival coming out. Or it's already there, whatever the hell it is. John Landis. Yellowstone final season was awesome. Taylor Sheridan is featured a lot and is super jacked. He's huge in those. I mean, he's a big guy.
Sorry. Oh, no. He said final season was awful. No, he autocorrected.
Awful. Oh, sorry. Damn it. Ridley Scott inspired and shocked me through Blade Runner. It's great.
Yeah.
Great, man. Frank Darabont's first film in the USA Network, Buried Alive, was remastered a few years ago on Blu-ray. I hear he doesn't acknowledge it beyond the experiment he did. Good movie, though. I love his Blob. Like, no one talks about the Blob that he did, the remake in 1988. It's a legit great movie. And on that note, it is 10 o'clock, Panda.
It is 10 o'clock.
What you want to do? Wait, we're doing next week. What's next Wednesday? Next Wednesday. We doing a show?
Next Wednesday's Christmas, and I thought we would do a show.
Let's do a show. We'll do a live stream on let's go watch a movie.
Let's watch Proposal, because now you have it.
All right, everybody. We will be back. I will be back next Wednesday at I don't know what time yet.
We do want to go see Nosferatu. I know we've talked about seeing that on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I need to get my head, man, out. I need to get out.
But Spice World is also great. Maybe I'll let you guys vote.
How about this? Let people vote for a real bad movie, like The Proposal and Spice World, and I will watch it as long as it.
What if I just? Yes, I'm gonna do movies that Amanda likes that are rated poorly.
All right, and then we'll do a show later on that evening, and that sounds like a plan. That sounds good.
You still see those.
I will also, since you all are watching, I'll probably give away Micronauts Volume 3, two copies I've got to give away. So I need to record my overview, and then I'll give them away during that show, and we can talk about other things. Proposal, we'll see. But you gotta watch now, because I'm giving away some Omnis.
Give away some Omnis.
And have fun with your fun
and we might be in the same room, because I might just be hanging out at his house.
You just come on over. We're gonna hang out, and we're gonna give away some stuff. We won't just be talking about The Proposal. God, please let something else win. I'll give away. You know what? If you win one of these Omnis, I'll put a copy of Elf or The Proposal.
What about Madam Web? We gave those all away.
God knows I gave those all away. I didn't even keep a copy. When is your favorite movies of 2020?
What is
that's a good question. Let me ask my co-host.
Deadpool and Wolverine's definitely up there. Wild Robot.
He's asking when the show's gonna be.
We'll probably do that the first of the year. So on the first.
Yeah, first. We'll do a double feature. We'll do Baron Munchausen and The Proposal. It's the only place you're gonna see a review of both Baron Munchausen and
The Proposal. Just here on Reelz Talk.
Just here.
180.
Yeah, that's an awful idea.
But we could do that on the following Wednesday, which would be
and then we're back to normal, thank God. A signed copy of Elf and The Proposal giveaway.
Signed by Omar.
No.
Or Ryan Reynolds? No.
Favorite of this year for me, I saw the TV. Interesting, Scott.
Interesting. We watched that.
Bye, guys. See you this weekend. Peace out. I won't be
Bye,
on the Saturday live stream. I'm taking a break this weekend, but I have some friends that are taking over. But Amanda and I will be back live on Christmas Day. Not sure what time yet, so stay tuned. Sign us out, Panda.
Awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember to check us out on Spreadshop for some great Near Mint Edition merchandise, and also check us out on Patreon. For $1 a month or more, you can support us here in what we do and get some really cool perks along the way. And last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Good journey till all are one. And if you feel it, chase it.
I'm so glad that's